period?
Yeah, well, I think they've had several pretty good days, and I think they've contested a lot of balls, and I think sometimes it's a little inflated by some of those tall guys going up and getting the ball. But, I think that, I thought they were aggressive. I think we're quick up front, and it was good to get the pads on, but good day. And I thought they ran to the ball good defensively.
Are you trying to work a few of the offensive linemen into different spots and rotate it a little bit here in the next few days?
Trying to see what they can do, kind of trying to see where they're at, those young guys, and get them acclimated some. Not really wholesale changes, because we don't want just a massive run through. We want to be able to get the playoff. But but we have been rolling them in.
What do you see from Valencia?
He's much improved. I think he's gotten stronger. Uses his hands better, moves his feet better. Really, he's just gotten a little quicker with all four limbs, and it started in spring. He had a pretty good spring, started a little slow and had a good spring, and he's continued to elevate from there.
Was it by necessity that he played so much in the spring game?
I'd have to think back. There is some necessity to that for sure. We wanted to play him quite a bit. In spring game, we split sides, but we don't have really a full 10, And so then what would happen is you'd try to play everybody, but then because he can play guard and tackle both. And so some of those guys got additional snaps just because, really we kind of, we had two teams, but kind of played it with 8 linemen, yeah.
What do you want to see out of the quarterback before that Friday scrimmage?
They just got to keep improving, just steady improvement, and they've all, up to this point, played pretty well. So, we just got to see who separates himself, really.
This early into camp, what's more important to you for the younger guys, attitude or technique?
Kind of both. The biggest thing is effort, start out with great effort, because we can refine the technique. That's kind of why we film everything. We can do that. Hesitation, you don't want any hesitation. And the one thing that's been sort of impressive is our young guys haven't hesitated a lot, and young guys are inclined to.
Who's been the biggest surprise on both sides of the ball through 3 days?
I don't know, but I would say, just generally speaking, the young guys, bigger, faster, stronger than the other classes I think we've had, and obviously we're pretty dedicated in the off season, and so they came ready to play. There's more young guys ready to play than there is a lot of times. We might still redshirt them, but I mean, as far as going through practice and doing some impressive things.
Would it be ideal to have the QB pool narrowed down to 2 by Friday for the scrimmage?
Oh yeah, it would have been ideal if it was from the beginning, but I mean, there's no special landmark thing in the scrimmage outside of working your way through camp, and as the longer you take, the less time you have to really channel all the reps into the 2 guys.
Anthony and Gardner were taking most of the reps later in the practice. Would you say that right now they're the top 2?
No, I would not. We've played all 4 of them. The day before we played 2 other guys, and then tomorrow we'll play. There'll be changes tomorrow too.
Have you ever resorted to flipping a coin when it's this close?
No, not really. I'll tell you what I did a camp in Japan, and it was hotter than hell. And it was at one of those stadiums where like the Tokyo Giants play, and it's AstroTurf. It was really hot, and it's off that AstroTurf. And so they had these, this big 7-on-7 tournament, where and it was contested. There were people fighting like crazy to win that sucker. So then they get up on the stage. I've never seen anything like this before or since, and I thought we invented it, but now I have my doubts. And so they go up there, and the teams that won their little thing got something like, I don't know how many, but like the final 4 teams. And this thing was decided by, I'm serious. It was like best out of 3, and they rock, paper, scissors their way through declaring a champion. So I don't know. It's something along the lines of everybody's a winner, but rock, paper, scissors decided it or something. But Yeah, I'd never seen anything like it, and you know, because there's a bit of a language barrier, so it took a minute to sort what exactly was going on. You know. Yeah.
Rob Valencia kind of described Gardner as a crazy Luke Falk. Do you kind of know what he means by that?
Well, he's got a lot of energy. You know, he's got a lot of energy and tempo. Plays with a lot of enthusiasm and stuff like that. Yeah.
In the past, you guys have sort of made up your backfield by committee. You guys dubbed it the three-headed monster. Do you feel like you're going to do something similar this season with Borgie, Harrington, and Williams?
Yeah, I think so. Although I do think that as we get a guy playing, you know, better than the others, and as we, you know, really sort what plays they're best at, we'll personnel it, and there'll probably be a guy that gets more reps than the other two. And right now it's pretty tightly contested. You know, James has some explosive qualities. Borgie's looked impressive. And then, you know, Keith's effort kind of keeps him in the mix because he's flying all over the place and he's very intense.
Overheard you talk about Southway Pizza to the group, the family over there. What's your favorite non-football thing to do in Lewiston?
Probably go to Southway Pizza. Well, when we used to stay here, we'd go to the movies. They have a real nice movie theater. So what I think you ought to do is go to Southway Pizza. I would definitely go there. And then they got a heck of a movie theater up that hill there. So, and then they got a cool downtown. Their downtown's kind of a quaint, cool downtown down there.
Very good.
Which all those are great suggestions, but I don't